And 102.1 FM, KVNU.
It's now 5:05 inside the KVNU studios on this cloudy Thursday afternoon as we head into hour two of KVNU's For the People show. And I'm Will Feelright with our top local stories. Well, a 36-year-old Smithfield woman is facing felony charges after a 20-minute video retrieved from a cloud account contradicted her allegations of being sexually assaulted while she slept. Cami Lynn Saint is charged with second-degree felony obstruction of justice and a Class A misdemeanor of providing a false statement. Now, according to an affidavit of probable cause, Saint had told Logan City police officers that she had found a video on a suspect's phone showing her being assaulted in her sleep. Now, she provided a partial recording that she had captured of the suspect's screen and later signed a written statement reiterating that she was asleep during the encounter. However, investigators executed a search warrant on the suspect's Google Photos account and discovered the full 29-minute video. Now, court documents state that the complete footage showed the individual waking Saint prior to the encounter. Now, investigators noted her movements and verbal responses indicated that she was awake and actively involved. Now, when confronted with a full video earlier this month, Saint claimed that she remembered the events incorrectly. Now, Saint is out of jail and is scheduled to appear in court on May 11th. Meanwhile, a Brigham Young University professor has been placed on administrative leave following his arrest in an undercover child exploitation sting in Brigham City. Now, Stephen Henry McKean of Springville was booked into the Box Elder County Jail earlier this week on suspicion of third-degree felony distribution of harmful material to a minor and three misdemeanor counts of enticing a minor. Now, according to a probable cause affidavit, an undercover officer with the Internet Crimes Against Children's Task Force had posed as a 17-year-old girl online. Now, investigators allege the McKean initiated contact and subsequently sent sexually explicit messages and photos. Now, the affidavit also noted that McKean also served as a Sunday school teacher, giving him potential access to children and teenage students. Now, in a statement, BYU confirmed this week that McKean had been put on administrative leave immediately. The university saying, quote, "We condemn abuse in any form, and the university will fully cooperate with law enforcement as the investigation moves forward," end of quote. And finally, a new poll indicates that a slight majority of Utah voters support legalizing recreational marijuana for adults. Now, according to the survey that was done by a Phoenix survey group, 52% of Utah voters say they favor legalization, while 43% say they oppose it and 5% say they remain undecided. Now, the opt-in panel survey, which was conducted earlier this month, has a 4% margin of error. Now, the poll, though, was commissioned by a group known as Keep Utah Medical. It's an advocacy group that ironically opposes recreational legalization. Now, instead, the organization is focusing on expanding the state's medical cannabis program. Well, we're going to continue to see these clouds through the rest of the afternoon, but it doesn't look like we're going to see any more moisture as this storm is expected just to leave these clouds through the area. We still do have a small chance we could see a few isolated showers, snow flurries possible through the valleys and the mountains. Temperatures going to drop into the mid to low 30s tonight. We'll be back into the mid 50s tomorrow. We'll continue to see these clouds through the rest of the week into the weekend, and we will see an increased chance of moisture as we head into the second half of the weekend. Looks like Sunday is when we could see another round of some rain showers coming into the area. That'll be Sunday. And Weather This Hour is brought to you by Valley Recycling. They can take care of your recyclables and give you the best rates right now when it comes to your metal, copper, aluminum, steel, old cards, and old appliances. Call them today or stop by Valley Recycling and celebrate Earth Day this week. It's 145 North, 10th West in Logan for Valley Recycling. And I'm Will Feelright with your KVNU local headlines on this Thursday afternoon. KVNU's For the People show continues with Jason Williams next.
This is Matt Robbins with Quality First Insurance, and we are now Alera Group. This is great news for you. Now you have more choices and strength of a top national broker in your corner with our local personal service. Every situation is unique. Now we can tailor coverages from deductibles and limits to risk management, so it fits you even better. Let's compare options and tighten your program. Same friendly faces, same local office. Call 435-752-0101.
The newsmakers, the stories. Get it all here. News Talk KVNU 610 AM and 102.1 FM.
It's time for the double whammy at Anderson Seed and Garden in Logan. It's their annual Spring Fling planting event this Saturday, April 25th. Enjoy sale prices on flowers all day, and from 11 to 5, come in and join them for their planting event. Bring a pot or buy one at a great price, plus purchase your annual flowers during these 6 hours, and they'll provide the soil and labor to pot them for free. That's right, free. The Anderson Seed and Garden Spring Fling planting event at Anderson Seed and Garden, 69 West Center, downtown Logan.
Discount Tire. So much more than a tire store.
Discount Tire and Automotive Spring Spectacular Sale is on, now extended through April 30th. Get up to $269 in savings on select BF Goodrich tires. Plus, get a free alignment with any 4-tire purchase. Look for their flyer for service coupons, including free flat repair, full synthetic oil change, shocks, and complete front and rear brake service. And 12 months, no interest financing. Discount Tire and Automotive in Logan, Providence, and Smithfield. Find out more at webtires.net.
The Above and Beyond Salute.
Hello?
Stacy, this is Will Feelright from KVNU.
Hi.
Someone had reached out to us to tell us about how you're a principal.
Hi.
And they said Stacy is an excellent elementary school principal and has such an impact on each of the kids. And so we wondered if you could use free lunch at Firehouse Subs as a way of telling you thanks for everything you do in our community.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I mean, the subs is great and delicious, but I appreciate the words even more.
The Above and Beyond Salute on News Talk KVNU.
I'm sorry I'm here for someone else, but it's good to see your face. And I really hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. She was running late for dinner.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People. Hour 2 of today's show, Thursday, April 23rd. 53 degrees here at the Radio Ranch. This has been a wild week as far as temperatures go. 70-something I started the show with on Tuesday. Yesterday, I think we barely broke 32. Today, 20 degrees high. We've just had these 20 to 30 degree temperature swings all week long, and it's not done. Headed into warmer temperatures this weekend as well. Appreciate you all joining us. I'm excited about this. Every month, we have an opportunity to sit down and put a spotlight on Logan schools. And normally we start things off with Superintendent Frank Schofield here in the studio with us to just give us a general update on all things Logan schools. But Frank has decided he's shy and didn't want to be on the radio today. No, Frank had unexpected obligation pop up and was not able to make it. But he had planned this out, and we're going on without him. Here in the studio, we have Kandice Goodman and Abbey. Let me make sure I say this right again. Ingebritsen.
That was so close.
Did I? What did I miss? Oh, I put a T in there. Ingebritsen.
You added an extra R as well.
Inge.
There you go.
Britsen. So I want to get these right because well, we'll talk about that during the break. Nordic spellings are fascinating to me. So what is, if you don't mind me asking before we get started, what is the origin of the name?
Norway.
Is it straight from Norway? Okay. Yeah. That is a cool language. So joining us here in the studio, as I mentioned, to talk about, I think one of the more unique things, we have this, I think we talked about this last time, Kandice. We have this level of service within school districts here in Utah that oftentimes gets taken for granted, but also there are certain things that I'll talk to parents sometimes, and they'll say, "I wish this" or "I wish that," and I've learned over the last few years doing these segments with Frank every month that a lot of times I can answer and say, "Well, they do that. Here's who you contact." And so tell us a little bit, and whichever of you would like to start first, tell us a little bit about this program we're going to be talking about today. I'm sorry. Let me turn your mic. I'm just going to go home. I can't hit the buttons right. Okay, try that again.
There I am. Well, we'd
Sorry,
love to,
Candice.
Jason. We're excited to be here. And for the listeners, I'm Kandice Goodman. I'm the principal at Bridger Elementary, and Abbey Ingebritsen is our RTI specialist, so she helps us with students who need extra support. So we're going to talk about Yet Plus today. At Bridger, we have this motto called, we believe in the power of Yet. And we truly believe when a student
A lot of adults could hear that.
I know,
benefit.
right? We believe in that power. And we as teachers believe that some kids may not be there yet, but with the right supports, they can absolutely get there. So in the daytime, we have this intervention time we call Yet, where kids get that extra support. But there are some kids that need even more time and intensity. And so we provide that after school with Yet Plus for those students.
I like that. And this, obviously a program like this, I assume for you, Abby, and everyone involved, requires, keeping I want to say this in a positive way, so it doesn't sound like you're, hanging over students and checking their every move, but you have to know who will benefit.
Definitely.
And that doesn't sound easy.
No, we
make that
We did take teacher input, and we looked at data, and we really took a look at which kids would benefit the most for that extra 30 minutes. And those are the kids that are there, and they're growing, and they're working hard, and it's pretty amazing.
I think, whenever we talk about programs like this, I always feel like it's important to point out that every kid in their own way needs that little boost at a certain point during their K through 12 education. For some, maybe they sail along, things are going pretty well, but maybe they get in high school and the social side of things is a little overwhelming, and then they have, a random teacher say a random thing to them, and it turns everything around. Mm-hmm. For others, maybe it's a bit more hands-on and a bit earlier, but every child is unique in this way and needs a little push once in a while, right? And this program is geared at, as I understand it, recognizing the need as early as possible to reduce the need later. Is that a fair way to describe Yet Plus?
Exactly right. And
okay.
We have some kiddos this year that are making so much growth that I already can tell they're not going to need this next year.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And we focus on reading because it's really foundational. If we can get those kids reading, then they can have access to all the other subjects.
Sure. That is a challenge. That's another thing we should say to couch this whole conversation is a lot of what we're going to talk about here sounds so easy on paper or on the radio, right? But we're talking the most challenging age groups when it comes to getting them reading, right? How do you, just as an example, so listeners understand, if you have, say hypothetically, you have a child who is really struggling in that world, how do you start? What's the first step in beginning work with them in a program like Yet Plus?
The first step is to take a look at the data and do additional screeners to see exactly what skills they're missing.
Okay.
And then put them in those targeted groups. One thing that's fantastic about Yet Plus is it's taught by our highly skilled teachers. They have a group of 5 to 6 kids, targeted instruction. It's exactly what they need.
The reason I have so many questions along these lines is I was this child in my 3rd grade year in elementary school, and I of course was too young to know any of these conversations happened. But teacher went to my mom during a parent-teacher discussion and said he can't read ahead, and I had no idea what that meant. And so they basically, for I think it was 2 or 3 months is all, I met with a specialist instructor who she taught me how to read ahead as I was reading. And then I just went back to class. And to me, I didn't know that, this was anything out of the ordinary or that I had any, special challenges when it came to reading. But I did notice suddenly reading got a lot easier and I didn't hate it quite as much. That really, I can look back on that and say, had that not happened, I'm not sure that I would have enjoyed the rest of K through 12 and college education as much. And it was something that the professionals at my school spotted, brought to the attention of my parents. That's what programs like this are all about, right? Do you ever have parents come to you and say, I think my child might benefit?
Oh, we have all the parents know their kids can benefit from extra time and support, and they're very supportive of it. But I will say what you just said, your experience with reading ahead, it's teaching kids fluency. And sometimes that can be a difficult thing. We just saw it today with a teacher. She was modeling fluency, teaching them to look ahead, teaching them to read fluently. And the biggest thing our teachers have said is not even just the growth that their students have made, but the confidence that they then see them have in the school day.
Okay.
So that confidence building of, I am a reader because I've had the support. And maybe it is just a couple of months so that then it transfer into their school day.
And that's amazing because it can make such a huge difference. And for you, Abby, that has to be, you could probably tell a story after story of students who have benefited from just a tiny little leg up, or sometimes it's maybe something a little more intense and prolonged. But do you have a favorite? Is there one that to you just exemplifies Yet Plus?
Yeah, I was actually working with her today, and I asked her a few days ago how she felt about Yet Plus. And she said, I like reading in Yet Plus because I want my brain to be smarter, and I love being with my teacher. And she's somebody who's made so much growth, and she's so confident and can pick up any book now and read it with fluency and comprehension, and it's pretty amazing.
That is honestly, this is an amazing program, and we should point this out as well. This happens, outside of regular classroom work, and so. This does require a level of expertise and knowledge, as Abby has mentioned, working with data and things like that. But it as we've talked about here, can sometimes just be the tiniest little thing can make a huge difference. The program, again, is called Yet Plus, and that is just the symbol plus. Yet Plus, after-school interventions. And you can find out more about that from the Bridger website, bridger.loganschools.org. Here in the studio with us to talk about Yet Plus and its impact on the students at Bridger Elementary within the Logan School District, Kandice Goodman, principal of Bridger Elementary and intervention specialist. Is that the word we're going? What would you prefer?
That works.
Specialist
great.
works? Okay. I think it fits. Abbey Ingebritsen.
Very good.
I got it right. I'm learning. Please stick around. More of our conversation right after this.
Calling all golfers. Now that the golf season is here, come experience Birch Creek and our summer golf leagues. Every Monday and or Tuesday is Couples League. Men's League is any time of the day, Monday through Thursday. Ladies League is Wednesday or Thursday. Call Birch Creek today for information regarding our Summer Couples League, Men's and Ladies League. That's Birch Creek Golf Course in Smithville.
Looking for something fun and inspiring? Come watch the Cache Valley Figure Skating Club April 24th and 25th for their spring show, Every Day to Legend. Heroes on Ice, celebrating heroes all around us, from EMTs and teachers to legends like Amelia Earhart and Van Gogh, brought to life on the ice in a performance you won't forget. Bring the family April 24th and 25th for their spring show, Every Day to Legend, Heroes on Ice. Google Cache Valley Figure Skating Club for tickets and information.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome back to KVN News for the People. Our spotlight on Logan Schools continues here. We're talking about a program, an after-school intervention program called Yet Plus. And this is, when we use the word intervention, we're talking about a situation that can be, something, maybe more complicated, more hands-on, more long-term in addressing it in the classroom for a student. Or it could be something really simple that just, some early intervention can make it never a problem again for a student all the way through their K through 12 and even college education career. That's the purpose of something like this, Yet Plus. And here in the studio with us, we have principal of Bridger Elementary, Kandice Goodman, and intervention coach, Abbey Ingebritsen. And Abbey, this is, how old is this program now? I'm sorry, again. It's here. Just, we're just going to act like Kandice isn't here and see if she
Abby
notices.
can totally take over. This is our first year, Jason, that we've been doing this.
This is the first full year, okay.
Yep.
Any evolution to the program just in that first year?
I think we did 2 rounds. Our first round, we learned a lot, and this was
Really?
our second round. I think just teachers being committed, saying, hey, we see there's a problem and willing to jump in and have a solution. And they are so excited that it's happening next year. So there's commitment for this.
Very cool.
For next year.
I would like to see this expand out to all schools. I think it's a great way to address some of the issues that maybe we can talk about that a little bit. The issues that we're talking about here, I've described them in a bunch of different ways, but the one thing that I would like to stress for our listeners is some of these can be very easily, some of these challenges that a child might have in the classroom can be very easily met. And they have a much better experience from there on out, get more out of their education. But that isn't to say that this doesn't require training and understanding and then the ability to actually address the issue in the correct way. That's a lot to know. If you have a child, back to my example, a child who is struggling with reading ahead and is slowing them down, they can't read as fast as the rest of the class, reading's a little bit more of a headache for them. You have to know how to fix that. Right? You can't just sit the child down and say, well, read ahead. Where does that knowledge come from?
Well, first of all, we have to know if the students know their letter names and sounds. We start way back there, and we even
early. We had
a 4th grader this year who started with that, and now she's reading. So we started with that, then we moved on to the next phonics skills and fluency, and she's a good little reader now, has great confidence.
That's fascinating.
Yep.
And I do think it's a good point that there are other after-school programs we have in our building that's fantastic. They're there to help with the homework, but our teachers, they give up that extra half an hour every day to work with those kids. They have the expertise. They have the relationship with the kids. They come with that energy and with the training to really zone in on what the kids need. And because it's targeted and based on data, they can really accelerate their progress.
And that means I would assume teachers are sometimes able to work with the kids in their own class, just in a more one-on-one specialized environment. Is that an option, or is
it has freed up some of their time, but we want this to be an additional support, not the only support that they're receiving.
So that's okay. So this is one more thing that's added to making sure the child is getting the most out of their time.
And they might be with their classroom teacher, which is great, but it also enables them to get help from teachers across the school. Maybe a teacher who's an expert in this skill, the kid could go get it from that teacher because they're the best at teaching that. So it gives us a lot of flexibility to use all of our teachers to address the needs of our kids.
This is really a fascinating program. Again, it's called Yet Plus. And this is currently running at Bridger Elementary School within the Logan School District in its first year, as we've just learned, and then will be brought back next year. I assume at this point you've had some opportunity to get quite a bit of feedback from not just teachers and staff and students, but parents as well on the program itself. What are you hearing?
So I want to read what one of our teachers wrote in their feedback is what they're excited about is all of the growth in scores, growth in student motivation and participation, and growth as teachers.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, actually. So kind of a secondary opportunity with the teachers as well to bring new skills in.
Especially if they're teaching skills outside of their grade level. So we have 3rd grade teachers who have 4th and 5th graders with them. So we've divided up the kids based on their need. And at Bridger, we believe that all of the students in our school are all of our kids, not just the ones in our individual classes.
Okay. This is, and this always comes up. I mean, I guess this is more of an issue when you get to the high school level with the social side of life in high school. But this is also done in a way in which the child is not being yanked out of class in front of all their classmates and friends and taken to a different room in the building. This is something where they stick around a bit after the school day ends. That's intentional, I would assume, to have that be outside of the classroom. Then that child brings that back into the classroom. I wonder if, as this program continues, if you're not going to have now these very talented children who have learned some tricks and skills in Yet Plus, they're then going back to the classroom and teaching their peers, oh, no, try this.
We have kids say, I learned that in Yet Plus.
I would assume,
Yeah, that's great. I do have a parent. We did talk to parents.
Sure.
And I do have a parent that responded a great thing that I'd love to share.
Okay, yeah,
This
please.
was a celebration. They said, I would celebrate Bridger's proactive approach and genuine care for students who were struggling. By supporting them, Bridger's not only helping academically, but also building trust and encouraging resilience, which has a lasting impact. And we've had a lot of really positive support from our parents because, they have to come back later to pick up their kids.
Sure.
They have to allow their kids to stay a half an hour longer. So it's a commitment to the families as well.
That is, and honestly, one that, clearly pays off. And in hindsight will look like a tiny investment compared to the long-term benefit. This is, Abby, for you as someone who's been, running the program and working directly with teachers and kids involved, where would you like to see this go? If money wasn't an issue, if support from the district wasn't any of that, where would you like to see this expand out within the next year to all schools? Or is this something that you think will always be most appropriate at an early elementary level?
I think all kids can benefit from the support that they need.
I would think so.
I would love to see it in other schools. This is actually my first year at Bridger and my
Sure.
first year in this role, and I've learned a lot, and I'm truly amazed by everyone's efforts. And we want our kids to know that their hard work and their effort does pay off.
Sure.
And I think they're truly learning that here.
This is honestly, I love seeing these creative experiments, if you will, within schools. And hats off. He's not here, so we can say bad things about him, but don't tell him I said this. But hats off to Frank and the administrative side as well for being supportive. I think very supportive of experimenting with some of these things, trying new things, seeing what works. But this has to be huge for students. And I'm excited to see where this goes. Final question for you two here before we wrap things up. If a parent is out there listening now and maybe they feel their child has struggled in some key ways this year and that a program like Yet Plus might help them, obviously we're coming to the end of this school year. What can they do to prepare or maybe even get involved with Yet Plus in the next school year? Is it best for them to maybe just reach out and have a conversation, or?
Honestly, it's an invitation from us.
We so you have to recognize the need.
And we say this child needs that time and that intensity. And so we invite them in. But what I would say is for those parents, because some of them think, oh, my child needs more support, like it's a label that they're not capable. But really, it's us recognizing that this child needs that extra time and support.
Sure.
This is an opportunity, and we want to work with that family to get the potential of that student, give them everything that they need, so that it's just an opportunity for them.
This is honestly a fascinating conversation. I get excited about this stuff because it's so easy to see how I think as adults oftentimes it's easy for us to forget what it's like to have a challenge in the classroom that for an adult would be everybody has differences, but for a child, especially of this age, can be almost traumatic in some ways if they find themselves falling behind in reading and they start to pick up on that they're maybe standing out from their peers in the classroom. This program addresses that directly with data and some of the science behind development, and just little things can make a huge difference for these kids. I love it. Yet Plus, again, is the name of the program. And this has been an honor to be able to spotlight this here on the show. Either of you want to say anything bad about Frank before we leave? It's a fair game. He should have come to defend himself.
We have nothing bad to say about
Absolutely not. We are so excited.
No, I can't even get students to say anything bad about him when we have him in. But
I would agree with you, though. I mean, when we talked about this last year, and it was like, oh, he gave me things to think about, but then he let us go with it, and we're just thrilled that he's supporting us in it, and we're ready to go for next year.
It shows within the district a lot of really cool things coming out of the Logan district in general that I think every school you'll see adopting This is fascinating. Again, the program is called Yet Plus. Our guests, again, principal of Bridger Elementary, Kandice Goodman, and intervention coach with the Yet Plus program, Abbey Ingebritsen. And thanks to you both for being here. Promise you'll come back in a year and give us an update on, the second year of the program.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate you for taking the time to be here today.
Thank you for having us.
Yep.
And thanks to our listeners for being here as well. Stick around. More of For the People right after this look at the news with KVNU's Will Feel Right.
Well, thank you, Jason. The Cache County Council addressed the future governance of the Logan Cache Airport Tuesday night and also voted against initiating a general public comment period. Now, following a July 2024 audit that revealed severe operational deficiencies at the airport, the council discussed restructuring the Logan Cache Airport Authority Board. Now, County Executive George Daines emphasized the need for increased oversight and proposed quarterly reports, financial audits, and closer collaboration on budgets and goals. Meanwhile, Councilman Keegan Garrity also suggested that the board should operate as a sovereign entity composed of members with specific aviation, legal, and business expertise. Now, the county will now draft a proposal for the Ordinance and Policy Review Committee to help shape the board's evolution. Now, in a 5-2 vote, the council also rejected a proposal from Councilwoman Joanne Bennett to add a general public comment period to the beginning of its meetings. Councilwoman Catherine Buse had argued that the period would be unproductive, noting the state's Open and Public Meetings Act prohibits the council from responding to such comments. Now, while Buse suggested residents could contact council members directly, Bennett countered that her past emails to the council as a private citizen went completely unanswered. In other news, it's going to be an exciting afternoon tomorrow as the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints will be donating a full semi-truck full of food to the Cache Community Food Pantry. Now, the delivery is scheduled to take place tomorrow at 12:30 at the pantry that's at 359 South Main Street. It's all a part of a nationwide effort commemorating the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. Now, the church plans to deliver 250 truckloads of food across all 50 states throughout this year, providing millions of meals to families in need. And former kidnapping victim and advocate Elizabeth Smart recently revealed a new chapter in her life, competitive bodybuilding. Now, in a social media post on Tuesday, Smart shared photos from her fourth bodybuilding competition. Now, she admitted that she initially hesitated to publicly share her new passion, fearing that she might be judged, taken less seriously, or deemed unworthy of continuing her advocacy work for abuse survivors. However, Smart noted that those fears felt eerily familiar to the struggles that many survivors face. Now, kidnapped from her Salt Lake City home at the age of 14 back in 2002, she has since become a prominent advocate, founding the Elizabeth Smart Foundation to aid victims of sexual assault. Now, Smart wrote in the social media post that her body has carried her through every worst day, every hellish, grueling experience, and it's also created and nurtured 3 beautiful children. Now, refusing to be defined by a single label or past trauma, Smart said that she is now celebrating her body's resilience, and she encouraged her followers to push past embarrassment and find the courage to pursue new experiences, goals, and happiness. Well, throughout the rest of the afternoon, we're going to see these clouds, but it doesn't look like we're going to see the showers like we had yesterday, as just a small chance of some showers continuing into tomorrow, as overnight temperatures tonight are going to dip into the mid to low 30s. Tomorrow we'll be back into the low 50s, and it looks like these clouds are going to continue into the weekend, and we will see an increased chance of showers as we head into Saturday night into Sunday, when we could see some more rain headed into the valley area. And weather this hour brought to you by Logan Extermination. If you're worried about your trees this year, you want to make sure that they're able to get established, and you don't want them getting killed off by pests or disease, call Logan Extermination. They can offer a dormant tree spray to help protect your trees. Give them a call today at 752-8450. And I'm Will Feelright with your KVNU Thursday headlines.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. Gunfire erupting at a shopping mall in Baton Rouge. Shots fired near the food court at the Mall of Louisiana. At least one person killed, 5 others wounded. Police Chief T.J. Morse.
What we found out looking through surveillance videos, it looks like it was kind of a targeted. 2 groups of people got into an argument inside the food court and started shooting at each other.
5 suspects are in custody. 2 wildfires growing fast in Georgia. More than 1,000 homes threatened. 34,000 acres and counting have been burned. Americans should expect higher gas prices for a little while. That from President Trump speaking to reporters in the Oval Office today. He said that we're not facing any time pressure to secure a deal with Iran. The acting head of the Justice Department, Todd Blanche, says he's clearing the way for the expanded use of medical marijuana, moving it from a Schedule 1 in the same class as heroin to a Schedule 3. U.S. soldier involved in the capture of Nicolas Maduro arrested after making $400,000 betting on Maduro's ouster on Polymarket. This is ABC News.
Did you know you can cut your Rocky Mountain power bill by 40 to 50% without a single solar panel? With the new time of use rates, power is 4.5 times more expensive in the evening, but cheap during the day. At Greenbox Solar, we install smart home batteries that charge up when electricity is cheap, then power your home during peak hours. Solar is totally optional and can be added in the future, but savings are guaranteed. Drop by Greenbox Solar's showroom in South Logan to see the hardware for yourself. Visit our website at poweredbygreenbox.com.
This summer, experience clear vision without the daily hassle of glasses or contacts. Whether you're on the trail, at the lake, or just enjoying time outside, LASIK can simplify how you see the world. This is Dr. Karen at Northern Utah Eye Center. We use advanced technology and a personalized approach to help each patient achieve their best possible vision. If you've been thinking about LASIK, now is the time to see if you're a candidate. Call or text 435-752-2020 to schedule your consultation.
You're gonna love what you see. Which cookie is best? Oh, add cream to your soda or not? Well, here's something we can all agree on. We care about Utah, and it's in danger because Great Salt Lake is drying up, crippling our economy and ecosystem. Even worse, toxic dust containing arsenic and mercury will blow from the exposed lake bed, threatening the health and safety of local communities. This isn't a future problem. It's already happening. You still have time to make a difference. Visit growgsl.org to learn how you can help save the lake.
I'm Jay Sallin, founder of Allen Law. My focus has always been helping families protect what matters most through meaningful estate planning. I've now joined forces with attorney mediator Chris Guyman of the Conflict Resolution Center and seasoned litigator Sam Goebel to form the Allies Law Firm. Whether you're planning ahead, resolving marital conflict, or facing a courtroom battle, we bring strategy, strength, and experience together under one roof. Because when it matters most, you deserve the Allies Law Firm. Call the Allies Law Firm today. We plan, we fight, you win.
With the arrival of spring, Cash Stormwater Coalition wants to remind us all of 5 simple things we can do to improve our local water source. Pick up and dispose of pet waste. Sweep up and remove loose grass clippings or leaves from sidewalks and hard surfaces. Sweep fertilizers or other lawn chemicals back onto the grassy areas. Wash equipment or vehicles on the grass or at your favorite local professional car wash. And properly dispose of used automotive fluids or dry up and clean up any spills or leaks. We can all make a difference if we do our part. Brought to you by the Cash Stormwater Coalition.
Here's Chad Norton, the lawn doctor, with a tip for your lawn.
Warmer temperatures have both weeds and grass competing for space in your yard. Dandelions, thistle, clover, morning glory will all be kept under better control when you have us applying pre-emergence and weed control. At the same time, we can feed your grass to make sure it wins the battle and keep it lush and growing all season long. Regular visits from the lawn doctor will help your lawn be healthier and pest-free.
Fertilizer, weed, and pest control. Call Chad Norton, the lawn doctor, at 753-LAWN. Follow them on Facebook or go to lawndoctor.com.
Today's hearing aid technology can improve not only your life, but the lives of the people who care about you. Once again, you'll be able to hear the reason for their laughter and understand conversations. Dr. Paul Danes will customize a hearing improvement program to meet your unique requirements, whatever they are. Call Dr. Danes for an appointment at 753-HERE and let him show you how.
Bring back what you've been missing. Bring back Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology.
Hi, this is Gordon Deal. Friday on This Morning, America's First News, the latest from the staring contest in the Strait of Hormuz between the U.S. and Iran. Also, Democrats again forced to address their aging leadership after the death of an 80-year-old congressman from the Atlanta area. Plus, a sneak preview of a personal finance course at a New York high school and a new study on the benefits of meditation. Friday on This Morning, America's First News. From 4 to 6 on News Talk KVNU, 610 AM and 102 FM. Your station for news and talk.
Welcome back to KVNU's For the People. That brief technical issue there, a little silence you heard, was in 100% my fault. This has just been a day between hitting the wrong buttons for the mics in hour one, and I have no excuse for this. I've been doing this for a while now. I think this is my 17th year here. But today, for whatever reason, hitting the wrong buttons on the mics, one of the challenges with working with a lot of brand new, fancy digital equipment here in the studio, which we are in every studio here at the radio group, is they're really easy to accidentally reboot something. So there we are. Thanks again to our guests, Kandice and Abbey, for stopping by. We've had a few parents chime in via the text line that have wanted to know if there's a way they can get their child in the Yet Plus program. As Abbey and Kandice told us, this is right now maybe one day, but right now this is a program where they feel it's most appropriate for this to work in a way that they collect the data and run it through the metrics, if you will, to decide if a child needs a little leg up or would benefit, and then they reach out to the parents and talk about putting them into the Yet Plus program, a brief after school program. So right now there is not a way to get on a list, but there are some great resources. So if you feel your child is struggling a little bit with reading or with as I mentioned. When I was in second grade, third grade, I don't remember for sure which, my parents were told that I was struggling with reading because I didn't read ahead, which is a thing your eyes do, but it doesn't come naturally for everyone. You sometimes have to learn how to do it, where your eyes are kind of looking ahead at the next word, even though your brain is only focusing on the immediate word. And I didn't do that. And so I would pause longer between words, and a teacher picked up on that. I went to, kind of a specialist, like an intervention similar to Yet Plus, I think for just once a week for a month in second grade. Problem went away. Never had an issue with it since. Still read actually a little too much, usually when I need to be up early. Today. So, these programs are extremely useful. But again, if you're a parent out there who feels your child might benefit, the best thing I could suggest, and Frank has talked to us about this before in previous episodes of the Logan School Spotlight here on the show, reach out to your teachers. If you have a child that you think is struggling in a key way, talk to their teacher and let them know. Maybe you'll find that the Yet Plus program is appropriate. Maybe there's another that's appropriate. Maybe it's just a simple practice or exercise they can bring home with them and do at home that would make all the difference. If you feel your child has a specific challenge, especially when it comes to reading, reach out, talk to your teacher, and maybe the Yet Plus program or some other resource would be appropriate. So. It is so easy to address these things, so much easier to address these things when a child is in first, second, or third grade than when they're struggling as a junior in high school or worse, sophomore in college. So, I understand the usefulness of this. So thanks again to Abbey and Kandice for stopping by. Shifting gears here today, this was a headline I did not expect to see. And unfortunately, there are few details right now, but our news team is keeping an eye on it for more information as it comes out. But according to a Logan City spokesperson, 2 former city employees are under federal investigation after allegedly helping someone evade ICE. And I have to preface this by saying, first off, and I learned this from a police chief and a county sheriff at a symposium on effective crime fighting and community engagement panel. I was not on the panel. I was an attendee of an event, and that panel was part of the event. And I learned at that panel that one of the worst things you can do is what ICE is doing, which is arrest people at court. Because, that makes people not show up for court in the first place. Second thing it does is it creates an atmosphere of fear that makes it a lot harder for law enforcement to do their jobs in the first place. From people not coming forward about crimes, even violent crimes that are committed in their neighborhoods, or maybe even that they are victims of themselves, to people being unwilling to talk to police when police are investigating a crime that has occurred. So this is boneheaded of ICE to do this. That said, it's what they're doing. And a spokesperson for Logan City, George Woodward, said that an ICE agent planned to apprehend a person at the city's Justice Court on April 9th when the person, who isn't named, was there to appear in a scheduled hearing. Before the agent was able to apprehend the person, it is alleged that 2 employees helped the individual leave the building through a non-public exit to avoid being apprehended. Those employees have since resigned from their city positions, and federal agents are investigating the incident. Woodward, a spokesperson for Logan City, again said the judge can't recall what charges the person faced, and Woodward said they were not related in any way to immigration status. Cases related to immigration are handled at different courts. So this would have been, in this justice court specifically, this would have been for a Class B or Class C misdemeanor. This could have been a traffic ticket, as far as I know. But an ordinance violation as well, not mowing your lawn and the city leaves a note and you don't mow it still. Anyway, so this is not a major crime that this person was in court for. And ICE attempted to use the opportunity that this person was in court to apprehend them. And it is alleged, again, that 2 city employees helped the person leave the building through non-public entrance. Logan City spokesperson also did not immediately say whether the person was targeted by ICE, or the person who was being targeted by ICE left before or after their scheduled hearing took place. So people have asked, I've seen a lot of chatter on this online, what a person might face being charged with if they're so they're currently under federal investigation. If they're charged with a federal crime, that could be anywhere from 5 to 15 years. I would highly doubt anyone would get that. And again, this is kind of a surprising news story. Did not expect to see this about Logan City. But I have 2 bits of advice for everyone involved here. ICE, stop doing this. It makes law enforcement's job harder. It is, in a way, cruel because a person has come to court to do what they're supposed to do. Just stop it. On the part of the employees, also don't do this. I'll be the first to say, as I just have, that this ICE practice of showing up at court to arrest people when they've come to court to follow the law by being in court is boneheaded and counterproductive, and I think makes life difficult for local law enforcement. And then ICE, they just move on and keep doing their job at the federal level. They don't care. So I like that policy to change, but until it does change, and ICE is doing this, don't help someone escape the court if ICE is there to look for them. So those are my 2 bits of advice. But the story getting a lot of attention today online because people are bored, and that's what social media is for. But just, again, an interesting development. I first saw this reported by Salt Lake Tribune today, but it has been confirmed to us here by Logan City spokespeople, and those are the details as we know it. So as more develops, we'll keep you posted. Keep an eye on CashValleyDaily.com as well, and we'll be back with more of For the People right after this.
News Talk 610 AM 102.1 FM KVNU.
Since 1896, S.E. Needham Jewelers has been selling diamonds in historic downtown Logan. Today you have a choice of both natural and lab-grown diamonds. You'll be impressed with the affordability of our diamonds today. With our international suppliers from Israel, India, and Antwerp, Belgium, we're able to guarantee the best price. Simply magnify our diamonds, select your favorite, and have it mounted in a ring of your choice. Open Monday through Saturday 10 to 7, where Utah gets engaged. S.E. Needham Jewelers, middle of the block at the sign of the clock.
Did your washer just quit and now your laundry is piling up? If your appliance is broken down, give Daryl's Appliance a call. This is Jay with Daryl's Appliance. We are the only appliance shop in Cache Valley that offers service and sales. That means we have an exclusive, no-stress service call offer. You can apply your service trip fee to a new appliance if you decide you want a new appliance instead. Save time and money with everything under one roof. Servicing northern Utah and southern Idaho at Daryl's Appliance. West on Airport Road. See store for details.
$300 per junk vehicle at DD Auto and Salvage through this Saturday, celebrating Earth Week. Always the most money for junk vehicles. Plus, aluminum cans are worth 90 cents per pound. That's the highest rate in years. And vehicle pickup is available. Plus, DD Auto and Salvage invites everyone to a free barbecue lunch Saturday from 11 to 2. Happy Earth Day, Cache Valley, from DD Auto and Salvage on Valley View Highway in Logan. $300 per junk vehicle and 90 cents per pound on aluminum cans. Join the American Festival Chorus and Orchestra for a very special presentation of Brahms' Ein Deutsches Requiem. They will be joined by soprano Selena Schaefer and baritone Eric Hood as soloists. The music will offer comfort and peace to the soul. Don't miss your opportunity to hear the special music by one of history's greatest composers performed by the American Festival Chorus and Orchestra with Craig Jessup as music director. The show is Saturday, April 25th at the Danes Concert Hall at Utah State University. Go to AmericanFestivalChorus.org for tickets and get yours today.
Hola, Cache Valley. It's time to turn up the music, bring your appetite, and celebrate at this year's Cinco de Mayo Community Celebration, happening Saturday, May 2nd from noon until 8 at the Cache County Fairgrounds. Feel the energy of live music, from mariachi rhythms to crowd-favorite performers. Come hungry, because you'll find dozens of vendors serving up incredible food, from authentic Mexican favorites to sweet treats you can't get enough of. And bring the kids, because this is a full-on family fiesta. Bounce houses, climbing walls, piñatas, and plenty more to keep them smiling all day. Best of all, admission is free and everyone is welcome. This year's Cinco de Mayo celebration is presented by DD Auto and Salvage. DD Auto Salvage gives you the most money for your old metal. Presto Products, now hiring. Apply for a career today at Presto Products in Lewiston. And Members First Credit Union, large enough to provide the services you need, small enough to provide the service you deserve. Bring your friends and family to this year's Cinco de Mayo Community Celebration, Saturday, May 2nd from noon until 8 at the Cache County Fairgrounds.
Thanks to our guests again today, and for our listeners for being here. Again, apologize to all of you asking, but I can't give you any tips on getting your child into the Yet Plus program at the elementary schools in Logan School District. Talk to your teacher. It's an invitation-only kind of thing at this point. As it expands, that might change, but really cool to see the interest, honestly. Because these can make these tiny interventions in first, second, third grade can make a huge impact positively on a student's future education career. Not just making it easier, but also making it a much better experience as far as what they get out of their education. So, all right, wrapping things up here today with one of the weirdest stories. Imagine this, honestly. You're sitting in your backyard. This happened in Southern California yesterday. But you're sitting in your backyard, just enjoying a little barbecue with your family. That's what was happening when the Hunter Perrin family was doing. They were sitting, and this isn't a big backyard either. If you see the photos at AP that I've linked to on our Facebook page. But Hunter Perrin said he and his family sitting out there just outside of Temecula, California, in a smallish backyard, enjoying a little barbecue on a nice sunny afternoon yesterday. And suddenly a 13-person basket, a basket with 13 people in it, attached to a hot air balloon, landed in the backyard. scared the kids. There's video of the dog absolutely losing it. There's barely room for this thing, by the way, in the backyard. Said his daughter told the Associated Press it was like something out of a Disney fairy tale. Funniest thing I've seen, but you've got to see the video of the dog and the kids. Some excited, some absolutely horrified. The Blue Balloon owners said that they disembarked and meant to land the balloon in a nearby street. A gust of wind caught them, and they were blown sideways and had really no control over it at that point. It came down in the parents' backyard. Imagine that, though, just enjoying your barbecue, and all of a sudden there's 13 people in a giant basket filling up your backyard. But again, check out the video. The dog losing it is just hilarious.